Chapter 102. You're just friends, I know. So why does my heart quiver when you look at her so? Agneta jumped off her bike. Gosh, it was cold. She should have put her gloves on before hopping on her bike and going to Kevan's parents. There was not snow, not even Gothenburg slush yet, but the November wind smelled of winter. Kevan was going to help his mother Fatima with a shipment of rugs, so they had decided to eat there. When Agneta went into the garage, she heard them laughing cheerfully. One laugh was more contagious than the others. Jenny's. Agneta stopped for a second, biting her lip. When she finally got in and shouted hello, they stopped laughing. Kevan, his mother and Jenny were gathered around a table covered with rolled-up carpets. Kevan and Fatima sat on chairs. Jenny sat on the table with a notepad in her lap. She turned to Agneta and asked if she was going to eat there tonight as well. Yeah, well, that's the plan. I didn't know you'd be here. Agneta took off her outerwear and hung her things up. I'm interviewing Fatima about what it's like to be a businesswoman in Gothenburg today. Agneta walked up to them. Kevan gave her a quick hug. I thought you were writing about Israel. Jenny shrugged. I am, but that's a special assignment. This is ordinary schoolwork. I have plenty of that too. The smile widened. This is perfect, though. I can combine my homework with wonderful food. Fatima laughed. I'm happy to cook for everyone, but we send the rugs first. Kevan, Agneta and Fatima put the carpets in packages and put stickers with a shipping address on them, while Jenny continued with the interview. It was a good one. Not that Agneta was an expert, but she could hear that it was. Jenny asked interesting questions, and for each answer she asked quick follow-up questions, making Fatima feel completely at ease and telling things Agneta had never heard her say before. Jenny was energetic and made them all laugh and think the way she used to do. That was great, of course, and scary. When she was like that. When she was like that, she was invincible. Agneta glanced at Kevan. He was looking at Jenny. Oh, the way he looked at her. Kevan! Kevan! He snapped out of his trance. What? Finally, he was looking at her, not at Jenny. Can you give me the tape? He looked around. There, right in front of you. Finally he saw it and handed it to her, but he didn't look at her anymore. His gaze had returned to Jenny. Cheerful, lively, intelligent Jenny. Agneta finished her package and asked if she could start cooking. Oh, no need, dear. I'm soon ready. Then I cook. I know, but I like helping out. For some reason she wanted to remind them all that she, unlike Jenny, was interested in cooking. I know, dear, I know. If you want, you start with vegetables. I come soon. Agneta cut the carrots, using the knife from Iran and a wooden cutting board. It's good that Jenny feels fine. Kevan is with me now. He would never leave me. He and I are great together. I just wish she wouldn't look at her that way. The door banged open when the others entered the kitchen. Fatima hummed a folk song while she took out the pots, and she and Agneta cooked while Jenny and Kevan were in the living room. Agneta wondered what they were doing. She heard their voices, but could not hear what they were talking about. Shall we sew curtains tomorrow? What? Curtains? We looked at fabric last week, remember? Tomorrow we sew if you want. It took a while for Agneta to understand that Fatima was talking about the curtains for her and Kevan's new apartment. Yes, I would love to. Thank you for helping us. Thank you. My son is moving. My son, he is getting married. I will be involved in everything, Agneta. Everything. I love it. Agneta smiled. I am ridiculous. I have nothing to worry about. I fit so well in this family. After waving goodbye to Jenny, Kevan and Agneta closed the door. He hugged her and said, It's great that she's fine again, isn't it, our Jenny? She nodded. What's wrong? He knows me so well. I can't hide my worries even if I try. Oh, nothing. I'm just being silly. What? She recognized that look. He was not going to stop asking until she had answered him. It's great, of course. But it scares me too. When she's like this, she's just like she was when you fell in love with her. I mean, she's irresistible again. He made an annoyed grimace. You can't possibly think that my love for Jenny has anything to do with her mood, do you? Do you think I loved her less when she was feeling bad? My love for her is unchanged, just like my love for you. It'll not get smaller if you get into trouble and feel bad. Then it wouldn't be much of love, would it? He took her hand. Don't worry. Being with you is wonderful, is easy, effortless. It's as if we were made for each other. And even though Jenny and me will always... He stroked his thumb over her finger. My ring sits on your finger, not hers. On the way to the tram, Jenny stopped by a tree. It looked like an ash tree, but she wasn't sure. It had let go of all its yellow leaves, seemingly all at once, and now they lay strewn on the ground. They had formed a golden bridge across the road. It was beautiful. She tried to come up with a song with Golden Gate or Golden Bridge, but for once she couldn't come up with any lyrics to describe what she saw. Thank you, Peter. Thank you for helping me notice the beauty in the world again. Peter was still in awe of what he had seen. Reading about the pyramids of Egypt, seeing them on pictures was one thing. Visiting them, feeling the sense, getting closer to understanding what had happened there so incredibly long ago, that was powerful. And then the contrast. Just a boat ride and a few kilometers of hiking later, there was a woman squatting and pooping in a ditch next to the dirt road. They were emaciated and dirty children, too tired to wave away the flies that wandered in the corner of their eyes. That a culture that had once been so advanced, so before its time, had ended up here. Incomprehensible. For the first time in all his travels, Peter felt alone. He wanted to share his experience with someone, discuss them, to understand them better. He could, of course, share them with the two Germans he had talked to at breakfast at the hostel, or perhaps the Mexican he had travelled with for a while. Somehow, that would not be enough. It was not what he was looking for, not now. He wanted to talk to someone he could talk about everything with, someone who could see things differently. He shook his head as if trying to shake the strange new thoughts away. It was time to move on.